Drivetime with Mark Denholm.
Hello and welcome to Atom Radio's Drivetime podcast, episode 80. First, let me say, I hope that you are doing very well and healthy and safe with coronavirus sweeping the world. If not, then I hope that you get well soon. If you are forced into isolation at the moment because of coronavirus, then hopefully the next few minutes can brighten up your day a little bit. It's the best bits of Drive Time, and I am Mark Denholm from Atom Radio's Drive Time show, sharing with you this week on the Best Bits podcast, among other things, panic buying idiots, different ideas of attractiveness. We've got accents, we've got how dating is right now, and we have got shortening names, among other things. Other than that, there are some brilliant bits still to come that I haven't even mentioned. The only way you'll find out now is by listening, and when you get to the end, don't forget you can subscribe on Apple, on Google, and on Spotify too.
Atom Radio, ooh yeah, playing the music you want to hear.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
I was out this morning, not drinking, just driving, and the two don't mix, as you know, but I was out this morning driving, and I got behind a white van, which was a bit dirty. You know how people have always historically written on the back of white vans and stuff like that, you know. And some of them are shareable on the radio, some of them are not. I'm going to take the risk and share this one because I think it's not really offensive. On the back of this white van, no bog rolls stored in this van overnight.
Drive Time with Mark Denholm.
It is drive time for a Monday at 4:15 across the UK. Hello to you wherever you are around the world. And here we are doing the right thing, having a social get-together without getting together. That's what I like to think of this as right now. Brothers who bought 18,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. They were looking to profit from these. This has happened in America. They traveled the local shops and they bought 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer and thousands of packs of antibacterial wipes, mostly from the little shops rather than the big ones. They listed them then all on an online marketplace, priced between $8 and $70 each. They were then removed. Their listings were removed as this marketplace has removed loads of people who are profiteering from this and threatened others with account suspension. Another online marketplace has also done the same for all items mentioning COVID-19 except for books. So come on, like if you were stuck with 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer and thousands of packs of antibacterial wipes, and you couldn't flog them, what would you do? I mean, like, would you set up a stall on the end of your street, flogging them, or what? Or would you do the right thing and give them to charity? The annoying thing is that 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer that are now not available for the general public to buy. What would you do on air at atomradio.co.uk?
Mark Denholm with Drive Time.
I've just found out that President Donald Trump takes a daily anti-baldness pill. What's that all about? Like, here I am, a bald man. Why did nobody ever tell me about that? And maybe I wouldn't be a bald man. What's that all about? Why haven't I got any of these? Do you reckon if I started taking them now as a bald man, my hair would grow back?
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Last night, me and a friend were discussing attractiveness. And, you know, like everybody fancies somebody, don't they? You know, like everybody's got their man crush, their woman crush, whatever. And I was saying, like, when I was growing up, mine was always Belinda Carlisle, which is handy because she's about to play. But then, like I said, you know, sent him a link to a YouTube video and he watched it and he's like, yeah, she's attractive. Now, this was 1988, obviously. And I was saying to him, like, just imagine, though, like, you know, Belinda Carlisle looking how she did in 1988 at the age of 29 now would probably be deemed less attractive because she's not fake enough. And that's sad.
Drive Time with Mark Denholm.
What is it, dance or dance? I remember speaking to someone who comes from Leeds a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying, like, Bath. He said, where's the R in it to make it Bath? Which I guess is fair comment. But then, you know, like accents and that, like rubber duck. If you're from up north, you see, you have a rubber duck. Come from up north. Whereas, you see, if you are from down south, somebody who does come from further up than you comes from up north rather than up north. See? Funny things, accents, aren't they?
Mark Denholm with Drive Time.
Wednesday's Drive Time. I've just been followed personally on Twitter, not the Atom Radio one. If you want to follow us, it's at Atom Radio, at UK Atom Radio on Twitter. If you're on Facebook, Atom Radio UK, I've just been followed by somebody on my own Twitter who is from Scotland. And I love this. They actually tweet in Scottish. It says here, canny, as in can't. You see, like Scottish people, can you do that? Rather than I can't do that. Or in the other one, I guess, is instead of couldn't you do that? Couldn't you do that? And then when you look like at this person actually tweets in Scottish. Brilliant. It really is quite funny. I might follow them back just for the giggles.
Drive Time with Mark Denham.
Also in the news today as well, a mum has started making her own toilet roll. She couldn't get any in the supermarket. And the lady from Australia made 4 trips to the supermarket, got no toilet roll. So she then made her own. She's put together her own toilet tissue, 80 strips worth of toilet tissue. And after the use, they were then dumped into a bucket of bleach to clean. Oh, no. So you then have to wash it, dry it, and then use it again. Oh, that's all a bit much, isn't it, really? Stop panic buying. How about that?
Atom Radio. Drive Time with Mark Denholm.
Imagine, I was just thinking about toilet roll manufacturers and that. Restaurants, clubs, pubs, they're all fearing for their livelihood right now, aren't they? Because people have been told, socially distance, don't go there. And they're all thinking, and airlines as well, as people either A, aren't prepared to fly, or B, can't fly because of worldwide travel restrictions. They're thinking, profits. But imagine if you are a toilet roll manufacturer right now. Cha-ching! Because everybody is buying toilet roll. But when this all calms down again, which it inevitably will, I don't know how long, but when it all calms down again, hopefully the restaurants and that all stayed in business, the airlines all stayed in business, and people will go back to restaurants, people will go back on holiday, and the restaurants and the airlines, they'll be okay. But the toilet roll manufacturers, well, their profits are going to plummet because everybody's already bought enough toilet roll to last them the remainder of the decade. So, yeah, tricky one, that.
Drive Time with Mark Denham.
I'm thinking about dating in 2020, right? You meet the lady of your dreams, the man of your dreams, and you think, you know what, I'm going to ask him out. And you pluck up the courage. Hey, do you want to go for a meal? Oh, no meals, no restaurants. Can't do that. Do you want to go and see a movie? Oh, no cinema. Can't do that. Do you want to get a takeaway? And you agree on a takeaway, and then you remember social distancing. And can you imagine dating in 2020 is probably going to end up, let's get a takeaway. Tell me what you want. I'll send yours to your house and I'll get mine delivered to mine. And then we'll FaceTime through our date while we eat our takeaway together. That's probably going to be dating in 2020, isn't it? I'd imagine the birth rate, where are we now? March. The birth rate for early 2021 will be much lower than the normal January. I'll guarantee you that.
Yeah! Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Online around the world, playing the music you want to hear. And this is Mark Denham with you till 7 o'clock tonight. I just want to, I want to get off topic for a moment. A man has created a second app. Why is that? Well, because his first one was so successful, he's now created a second one. He has created originally an app for men who are, shall we say, under-endowed, okay? If you get what I'm saying, right? That has been so successful, he has now created another one for men who are generously endowed. So there you go. If you are thinking of dating, and bear in mind, if you are dating, you have to keep 3 feet away from each other at a minimum, then you know where to head now, by the way, if you are either way bothered.
Atom Radio. Drive Time with Mark Denholm.
A BBC newsreader worryingly disclaimed that she had a frog in her throat and not the symptoms of coronavirus, and much to the amusement of the audiences, Carrie Grace was forced to explain she didn't have a fever as she stopped to clear her hoarse voice ahead of a phone-in on coronavirus. Your questions answered last night. I mean, it's the worst possible time, worst possible time to have to do that, isn't it? Like when you're just about to host a phone-in on coronavirus and they're saying anybody with a new continuous cough has to self-isolate and that. I'll be honest, right? I've had a cold for a little while now and I do have a cough, but it's not a new one. So therefore, technically, I don't have to isolate. I don't have any symptoms and I'm all good as far as I know. But imagine that, though. You're just about to host something on the seriousness of the coronavirus. You're Sorry, I must carry on now.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
people are taking to social media to show pictures of their adorable cat co-workers now that they're working from home. Now, I love my cat, although if you ask my son, he's his cat and not mine. But like I was recording a voiceover the other day, like, you know, somebody had booked me for a voiceover. So I've sat down ready to record it. And the cat comes and sits in between me and the microphone on the desk. Like, that's not helpful co-working, if I'm honest. It didn't help me do anything quicker.
Drive Time with Mark Denham.
I remember when that song was out, I do remember a lady I know is called Marie. And she used to hate that song. My name is not Maria. She hated it. So, yeah. How do you decide, though, like, you know, if your name is something, right? Maybe not Maria, for example, but let's say that your name is Richard. How do you decide on whether you want to be Rich or Rick or Ricky or Richie? How do you decide this? And if you're Richie, are you R-I-C-H-Y or are you R-I-C-H-I-E? I mean, I've never seen Ricky other than Ricky Lake, I don't think, spelled with an I-E. But how do you decide, though? Like, you know, if you're William, are you Will or are you Bill? Are you Willie? Maybe not. Or are you Billy? You know, these are important questions, aren't they? Like Elizabeth, are you Lizzie? Are you Liz? Or are you Beth? How do you decide these things? Do you know what? I never even intended to get into this. It was just like that story I told you originally. Now I'm wondering how, if you are somebody who is like Liz or Beth or Rich or Rick or whatever, how did you decide which way to abbreviate your name? I just need to know now.
Mark Denham with Drive Time.
A mum and daughter are so close to each other. All right. Like, how close are you with your mum? Pretty close, I'd imagine. Okay. How close are you? Yeah. Your mum and your daughter here in this story had a double wedding and then shared the honeymoon. Hang on. I'm looking at the little picture here. Hold on. We're all going to have to wait now until the picture gets bigger, right? There's only 18 years, right? The mum was 18 years old when she gave birth to her daughter. But I'm looking at this picture here. And in this picture of the two of them in their wedding dresses, it's genuinely hard. I mean, I think the mum's the one on the right, but it's genuinely hard to tell which one is mum and which one is daughter. So yeah, like, I don't know. How old are they here? 35 and 53. All right, so there's only 18 years between them, but my God, neither of them looks 53. Top work.
atomradio.co.uk.
Now, do you know what? I'm not even going to say it. Ideas are going around my head about that last story, but I'm not going to say anything. Absolutely not. What about that though? What about the size matters dating? You're going to have to classify yourself, aren't you, to decide on which site you join? That's a tricky one for men, isn't it? You know, like, how do you classify yourself? I'll say no more on that either. In fact, I best say no more before I get myself in trouble. What I will say is don't forget to subscribe on Apple, on Google, and on Spotify. The Drive Time show back Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock, keeping you company, troubling times around the world. As I said at the start, keep yourself healthy, keep yourself safe. If you are in the UK and you're worried, nhs.uk/coronavirus. If you are elsewhere around the world, then get the latest information you need on the World Health Organization website. Keep yourself safe. Listen live, 3 o'clock, attomradio.co.uk. Tune in, iTunes Radio or smart speaker on Monday when we kick off another week of Drive Time.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Mark Denham.
Atomradio.co.uk.